Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we're here. We want to talk about a few more things that we said we were going to talk about in our next podcast. So leo guys, unajua nimewaleta hapa. So tunataka tuongele religion. Unajua there are so many things that kuna aspects mingi sana za religion that we always try to avoid to talk about, na sasa hizo ndio vitu nimewaleta hapa today. So before tuanze, like before we even begin kuanza maswali ama nini, I just want to give you you know a quote from me though. So inasema even the system works well when people close their minds. So I want us to know to musi close your mind. Yeah, as we discuss these things, let's keep an open mind. Even you back there, to keep an open mind. Nah, you know, we will have a very nice debate today. So for our first question, I want us to talk about wacha tuanze kuintroduce na something lighter, a bit lighter kidogo. So is death part of life, or are they opposite? Do you think death is a part of life, or are they opposites of each other?
Where are we starting?
I
think death is part of life. I would say death is part of life. It's just death is part of life in a manner. It marks the end of life. So it is like it's part of it's a whole statement, then you have the full stop. So now the death becomes the full stop.
To the end.
So having for a complete statement, normally it has to have this full stop to mark the end. So death being the full stop of life, it just means it's part of the sentence. It's part of life.
So there's nothing after death.
Yeah, there's nothing after death.
Next.
For me, death is not part of life.
They're opposites.
Yeah.
So like you can either be alive or dead.
Yeah.
So do you think there's something that goes on after death?
Ukikufa imeisha.
So like what is death to you? Like
death is like Vladisema tu ni sasa full stop. You are like you're the full stop. Your life now we start the opposite. The other side of now.
So uko happy?
It's the opposite.
You are not anywhere. You are normal.
Is it the end?
So death is part of life.
Or the end of life?
So is it part or not part of life?
Death is another thing. Life stops when you die. So death is the start of nothingness and it's the end of life.
Wow, okay.
Next.
I think from my perspective, it is part of life. Well, could have been, I'm also thinking it does mark, from a smaller perspective, an individual, it does mark an end to something. But life continues. Life is not limited to only one person. I think there is a bigger point of view whereby we say whatever happens, life goes on. So life has been there and life has continued even after death. So I think it is part of life.
So are you looking at it from the point of a religious point of view, or from a scientific point of view?
Well, I didn't take into consideration, but I'm sure it's not religious, because when I say it is part of life, so life continues. Whatever I'm thinking is, it's not continuing as in because you're going to live elsewhere. As an individual who does not have life, no, is everything else that has been running parallel continues to run. But wewe utakuwa hauyuko.
So for that person, their life has ended.
For that person, their story has ended, but the grand story continues.
So do you think we start to exist when we are born? So when you are born is when we are starting to exist, or did we exist before we were born?
We started to exist when we were born, individually. But did you start life? Or life was already existing?
Your life was
Makes
starting.
more sense.
You have started to exist individually, yeah?
But you are existing.
But the story has been there, so a small story has just added into the longer story. Kinda like kwa hii big play, one character aliapia akafanya kitu moja na ondokea na nini play continues. Yeah.
But life should be more of individual thing, right? I feel like your approach to life is like it's more of a community story.
Yeah. I think life is all of us and everything that
Life should be
goes on here.
individual.
Life
It's
as a
life is
individual.
Okay, mostly it was focusing
Because
on
it
an
was life and
individual.
death.
So is when you are alive versus when you're dead.
Okay.
So is your death the end of life, or death is just the opposite of you being alive?
From my individual perspective, mimi peke yangu without the grand story, that is the end, bwana. Hakuna, there's nothing else that goes on after.
It's the opposite.
Because it is the opposite. No, I think birth is the opposite of death. Not exactly life. Life is the in between nini. The opposite of death is probably birth. So nikizaliwa, that is the beginning of me, na nikikufa, that is the end of me. And because kweli hata hakuna evidence of anything that really
But if we say birth is the opposite of death, you know, when you're being born, you're entering into life now, according
Yes.
to your explanation. So when you're dead, what are you entering into?
Nothingness.
a state of perpetual nothingness. Hakuna kitu kutoka hapo.
Extreme
Wow.
nothingness.
Yes, total nothingness.
Okay, for me, I think when I die right now, it's the end of me and a lot of other things that I used to do. Like, to life yangu as a person, my contribution to this world and everything, it has ended. But I'm also convinced na stories are stuff like reincarnation. So I sort of feel like maybe it could be true. So mi acha niseme ukweli, mi niko hapo, I'm not sure.
So you believe in reincarnation, like you are taking reincarnation into
I have stuff about reincarnation that are convincing. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe for me, I think life and death are not opposites. Life and death, death is part of life. So for me, you know, when I asked the question about when you're born, did you exist before that? I think, or I believe that when you are born, you are just transforming from one life form to a different life form. So like now when you're dead, you're just transforming from a human life form to a different life form now after death.
Yeah.
So like it's the same principle that we talk about energy. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be converted from one form to another, something like that. So I believe life cannot also be created nor destroyed. Like life that as the way it was put here on earth already, I think it is just, it continues to just change from one form to the next, so that when I die, it's just like a part. It's like we're just transforming from this to the next, and that as we go on.
So in your
So we transform into.
Good question. Yeah. So what did you transform into?
So that one now takes me back, because I'm not actually looking at this from a religious point of view. I'm looking at this from a scientific point of view. So me as a person, what am I made of? I'm made of atoms.
Yes.
Let's go back to atoms. These atoms were not formed when I was born. These atoms existed before I was born.
Sure.
These atoms were created, were rather existing even during the Big Bang. That's when they came. That's where they came from. These atoms have moved from star to star. You know, when the stars were undergoing that transformation, I forget the name of
Supernovas.
Yes, supernova. So the supernova explosions. Now, as the stars were dying, new stars were formed. the material that come from one star, they form another star. As they moved, like that over the years, it came to a point where now they came together, they joined into one form that now became me. So yeah. I was existing even way back
before you
then,
existed.
but in a different form.
Yeah.
So now it came together into this form that is creating me to be me, and then now after me, the same atoms are not going to be destroyed. They're just going to be transformed into different materials. Maybe I'm going to go back to dust,
to
dust, and then something else, and oil, because we turn into the fossil fuel. So like that.
But life is limited to humans.
Yes.
Now, because when I get to that point, because you will bury me and I will disintegrate into material, right? But it happen kwa a piece of rock or soil. Soil is not living. We usually categorize it as non-living, living and non-living. So sijui hapo tena kama throw a spanner into the works, but maybe it gets complicated because you really, I also believe in that point here. I existed before my birth, and I will continue to exist in a different form. But now I don't know whether we will fit into.
No, I disagree. You didn't exist before birth. Because if you come from atoms are non-living, they're not living.
Yeah, that is actually the point I'm driving. Yeah.
So life only began after you're born, and ends after you're dead. Now become a whole different.
What is life?
The state of being alive.
You have not explained what is life.
It's being alive. What
is to be alive? What is to be alive?
Breathing. I don't say to have life.
Because
the state of being conscious, conscious breathing, I think. But life is just.
So if you talk about consciousness, plants are alive. Do they have a conscience?
We are just different forms of lives.
Yes, so I can argue the same way. Atoms are just a different form of life.
So they are alive in their own way.
Yes, like they just.
That is how they are able to be alive.
They are existing in that form. That's the form. That's their form of.
Okay, but to exist and to live are two different things.
I feel like no atoms exist, right?
Yeah, they exist.
Exactly.
I also exist,
but they don't live. Okay, you do both. You exist and you live. After you die, you only exist in another form.
That's why you have faces.
So Lisa, after you are now dead, you are existing as a different thing.
Yeah.
But is there
you
chance
actually become a thing
to one day, after all those processes of rock, stars, oil, to become a human?
Okay, there's a very that's a great unlikelihood, but the fact remains that when I die today and you bury me,
continue to exist.
Yes, I continue to exist in that form, and then even after that, I can argue that I'm continuing to exist in a different plant or even a different animal, for instance. So I'm alive in some way because the animals that are going to feed on me, they're going to use me as a form of them to continue existing. There are plants that are going to take in me as nutrients. They are going to now continue to live from me. So I'm going to continue being alive through them.
In another form.
Yes.
The moment you shift.
Not alive.
The moment you shift.
Existence will remain. Existence will remain either way.
I think tukubaliane kwanza, existence is constant.
That
you
is
will
constant.
exist.
But no, you
life
is
will
you
not
here.
ndani.
The moment you change state, you're not living through. You're not living.
I am living through them.
You're not. That is
Where did this one come from?
No, let me.
No, where did this mass come from? Was I born this big?
You have grown.
How have I grown into this size? Because I've taken in nutrients, I've taken in so many things. Meaning, I've just metabolized those things into this to become alive through me.
They're not alive through you. You're phrasing it wrong. They are nourishing your existence.
You are alive through them.
Yeah, but
okay. Either way,
Now the food
they're
I'm consuming.
alive. Either way, they're
so
alive
living there
in
in
me.
Manisha, it's a ghost in you. It's a ghost in you. You get like this.
Oh, I think maybe we can put that point.
It's true.
We can put this point like this. So I exist as one big entity, but the food I have taken does help this one entity to exist. Not that the food will come into exist through me and another. If I have taken like mahindi and chapati, wheat is not existing and mahindi is not existing. I exist through the food.
You have
Not
just
the food existed.
okay. The point is you have converted them into what works for you.
Oh my
so
God.
Yes.
you are this thing, but actually the components, if you broke down from where they came from,
To the components,
yes,
the
they
individual
came from those
components.
things.
Yes.
So they are alive.
So
Somehow they are alive in where they are.
Yeah,
In you.
yeah.
So in your understanding, in
Too many
understanding of this, there's
Too many people.
where does the aspect of having a soul come in?
Can I ask something before that?
Yes.
What happens when I get a lung transfer? Is there usually a lung transfer or liver or something?
Say an organ transplant.
transfer.
Just say something
Yeah,
which is a dream.
something like that. So what happens when
owner dies.
is he living through you?
Yes, he's alive. That's why actually most people decide to donate their organs because they want to continue to live.
Wow.
Actually, I was talking about that thing some other day. I was saying, me, I want to donate some part of me, so that now, when I die, that person should sign a waiver saying they will also donate them. They will also donate those
So you
things
keep
again.
living.
So that I just continue existing.
Mbona tunakufa if those things can live forever? My eyes can remain. Like, why are we dying?
Exactly, that was another question. Not part of our question, but that was another question about what is death. Because if someone it's pronounced dead, for instance, right now when they say the time of death 11:38, they can still
Donate.
They can still get those organs from you. How those organs are pretty much alive. So they are going to work. They are going to continue living through someone else. So what is dead in you? What is actually what is that thing that is dead?
The soul goes.
Now you're taking us back to religion.
I did ask you the concept of soul of the Chibo.
Because that is not my area to handle.
Soul.
You don't believe there's a soul.
There's definitely no soul.
Can we go to the next one and then I'm sure we'll get there.
So, guys, to the next one. So, because you've been bringing in this aspect of some religious beliefs and all that, I want us to just briefly talk about why do you think we're here? Why do you think we are here? Do you think there's a purpose that brought us here? Do you think we are here by chance? Do you think we are here because I don't know? Why do you think you're here?
I personally think that everyone defines the purpose. You're the one who defines your own purpose of why you're here. That's why we always choose different paths. We're all alive, but everyone has chosen their own path somehow. So it's not defined. The moment you're born, you become self-aware. Then you decide what you want to do with your life.
So do you think that you determine your own destiny?
Yeah, I determine my own destiny.
So there is no one who is determining your destiny.
There's someone who.
Don't be afraid. There's no one who is determining your destiny for you.
Mambo imechemka.
You want to dispute God through this.
Don't be afraid of what you believe in. We listen, we don't judge.
Wow.
Yes, you think there is.
I think there's a God there. So.
But you're afraid because you had said something different earlier.
No.
So do you want to do you want to start afresh?
Correct.
Just give me a
Achani muulize hili.
No, wait, I think. What can happen?
You choose your destiny.
I choose my destiny.
So hakuna mtu anakuchuzia.
Yeah.
That means
Nobody has
purpose, you
control.
God ama whatever you call the thing you believe in, kazi yake haihusiki na we mambo yako.
It's to seek guidance so that as I do what I've chosen to do.
But you have full control of your life.
Hata kikataa ni wewe unaenda tu.
Like kosa kujipea like haikuwa like the right path.
So you can't decide on your life.
Yeah.
That thing can't decide maisha yako itaenda wapi.
Can only bless my way and guide my way.
Did he know you're going to do that thing that you're going to do before you even asked?
Let her breathe.
No, she was really bringing religion. So I was hoping that she has something to tell us. So
I think point Nafil is she's finding points from either side.
yeah.
True.
Yeah. Somehow I exist by chance, and somehow
There's a purpose.
there is a scheme to which I was fitted by someone. Kinda like
He brought me to existence, so he exists.
Why did
But the what I choose to do from here.
No, I did not even ask about if some superior being exists. we are not there yet. We are not there yet. I was just asking if you believe there's something that controls your destiny.
Nothing control.
other than yourself.
Yes.
Oh.
Amesema nothing controls us.
Yeye mwenyewe.
Mimi,
Why do you think you're here?
I think I'm here. Okay.
Not you specifically, like we
People.
are here.
Yeah, humans.
Okay. I think we're living. I think we don't have a purpose. We tuko tu tuli happen to kwa sindo tuko.
By chance.
Like I just happened that mi ndo nilitokea niko tu, like I choose what I want to do and I'll end up based on my choices.
So the life has no meaning to you.
Life has a, like, I choose what it means to me.
Okay, next.
Like I choose what happens to my life.
Alright.
I think we exist by pure chance. There's no reason why we are here. We are just lucky. For example, during like the reproduction process, you just became one lucky.
Yeah, whatever. That
Yeah.
Out of all of this,
Yeah. And so you beat all the odds.
No.
You beat the odds, and then you are there. So we don't have a team. You feel like kuna mtu aliku handpick. Okay, I know we make ourselves look like that is the case, but hakuna ati wewe uli handpickiwa wengine wakaachwa because you need to
be special
to do this. No. So now after then I became mama nikizaliwa, and then I become conscious of what is going. Then I assign myself something to do. Yeah, I just think I need a good life, and this is what good life for me. This is my definition, personal definition of good life, and naanza kufuata hiyo, and I go that way. Yeah, so pure chance.
For me, I think it's a matter of chance here that we are here, and I also think there's nothing so special about that. There's nothing special that this is Simon and it would have been someone else. And then I also think that I believe in a supernatural being, and when I try to think of it in some ways, it's a lot to explain, but when I think of it on my own, we are not that important. So, but you also get this chance to choose whatever you want to do with your life, because if right now I choose to make a bad decision, imagine it will just happen. If I decide to haribu my life in a way, I'll just go that direction. And then sidhani kama if I decide saizi to become a drunkard, there's a power that can come to like save you out of it if I've decided to do it, because I get to control most of the things that are happening to me.
Okay.
Okay. So to me, I would also not really say by chance, but again, there's nothing that there's no this kind of supernatural being. To me, there's no this kind of supernatural being who brought us here. But in a way, so I will explain scientifically. So like I said, I explained earlier about the atoms having come from several stars to come, and then they congregate into this being that it became me. I don't think all this could have happened just so that I can exist and die. So I think like the universe on its own, with its own intelligence and the intelligence systems that exist within the universe, they had to create intelligent beings, because we are the only intelligent beings that exist right now. So it kind of had to create intelligent beings that could come and intervene within the system itself, so that we can keep some things moving. Because for instance, if you look at the earth, for instance, we are here, we are trying to, you know, like it existed with life and all that, and we are trying, you know, it's because of us that some things are the way they are. We came here to intervene on behalf of the universe itself, because some things the universe could not do them as fast as we could. So it had to create some sort of intelligence, but intelligence that can work like faster than it could on its own. So we are here for some purpose, but not for some religious reasons.
So what is the purpose, particularly? What are we helping the universe with?
Like
assuming we were not here, what would go bad?
No, nothing would actually go bad.
Mm-hmm.
But because the system is intelligent on its own, it had it was intelligent enough to just create life, so that this life can help more life, can help more life exist. For instance, now we are taking care of animals. We're taking care of what we are
actually not taking care.
We are eating from the universe itself. We are eating the plants.
We are eating the animals.
Yeah. So like the universe
and the plants,
because the life existence before life was kind of boring. Let's say that it was kind of boring. There was nothing more. There was nothing like really big happening. So it had to bring in some juice by creating life, so that this life now can there's something now going on. There's something meaningful going on somewhere, so that now it feeds us. The earth feeds us. We even go back to it. We feed the next. So there was just that system that it wanted to bring in.
Oh, but maybe you can say something like this: in this small corner of the universe, conditions became conducive for us to exist, but not that we are giving the universe anything, because assuming we are not eating any plants, and the plants themselves are not there, and the animals are not there, there's nothing wrong with the universe. Probably, most likely hakuna kitu itahapenia universe now, that because we are not feeding each other, we're not taking care of the universe. No, we're not actually taking care of the universe. If anything, there is nothing we can do to the universe. The worst thing that we can do to the universe, we can only do away with our own existence as animals, because in the grand scheme we are animals, and then that's all. And all we know is, as far as we are concerned, we think we are the only existing intelligent form around, but because we have not explored enough yet. So maybe beyond there is an existence of maybe intelligence, but those are speculation. So there were just good conditions for us to exist.
But why do you think they existed? Because the system created the conditions to be able to for life to be able to be formed.
No,
because it could have as well not created that condition to be there.
The condition came by chance. Ni kama nimetupa a piece of bread outside, on the drop here, and some weird insects came along to eat. But, so it came by chance, not because I wanted the ants to eat to their fill, to reproduce or anything. No. Somehow it happened. Now, for example, today, an ice age comes all over, and then kila kitu freeze. You know that the universe continues.
No, we will not be. Let me explain my point where I said why we're here.
Uh-huh.
I was not talking about like animals or whatever. I was talking about the human animal. So the humans, we came here for that, because the animals. So we are assuming in this case the animals, the plants, whatever, they were already existing. So we came here to like control, because we are the intelligence. We're the intelligence that the universe wanted to, to kind of come in and intervene. There's all this system that was in place already.
What does it benefit the universe for that to happen?
Because when we go back to the aspect of what you have talked about, we have not explored enough yet. We have not done what. So the universe, like I said before, it is an intelligent system on its own, but it wanted to understand itself even better. And how could it do that if not through beings that have been put in place with enough intelligence to be curious enough to go out there and understand the universe?
Some of us came here to take soda.
Phyllis has a point.
No, there's something I don't get from you too. People keep saying the universe. What is the universe?
Universe?
Because it's an intelligent system, yeah? Life form came from atoms. So at what point do I decide to become a dog, and become a cow, become a human, become a monkey?
You actually don't decide.
Because, so why did the first human come?
The intelligence system forms you that
What
way.
is the intelligence system?
That is why you adapt. Yes, adapt.
But it's
to a
true that
system.
we are in a system
Yes,
that's
Right.
running.
Don't say the
that's
universe.
why you adapt to
Huh?
this. You
Don't say
adapt
the
to this.
universe.
The universe is the
universe.
name of our system.
No, there's a...
So that God of yours,
This is
whatever
part of
God
mine.
you talk about, that is the universe.
Big Bang.
That is the universe.
Something had to bang. Where did it come from?
So the universe, the universe is this system that is now is running. It put us here for that reason. It wanted to understand its own systems. So we are here to do all that.
In short, the universe is
explore.
Najibamba bas.
Yes, like
But
that.
someone has to go. Every
us-
system has to have a head. So who is the head of this system?
It is the system itself.
It's intelligent.
No.
Next
No.
question.
No. You gotta
Head?
put God into this. No, we need that God conversation right now. Someone has to head this system. Bring that conversation now.
No, you only need to head something that's going somewhere.
Sisi ni
We
human.
as the universe are not going. The universe is not going
But someone is
anywhere.
controlling it.
Control-
That is why Sahi Bado, no matter how much we're giving back, but just feel a point in the school. And yet we keep
But we are
adding
filling
that.
it up quick and fast.
You want to tell me there's a point where the earth cannot just
Take us.
to chase space
Sure.
to give it
Yeah. Projection is very soon already, because places that wacha nikupe life scenario kwetu ushago mababu walikuwa naambiwangwa chukua hii shamba. So kitambo they used to like assign someone a piece of land, and because there was no this technology whereby this is hakuna survey, there's no surveying, so from this river to the next, there was those who used to say I can't take all this shamba because kwani dunia itaenda wapi? But today most of their children, they blame them, like what kind of stupidity was that? I wish we had shamba kama kina hawa. I wish we had. So it's simply meaning we are filling up very fast.
No, I guess
We are filling up very fast.
My reason I'm disputing is because the universe has been existing for the longest time.
How long?
And all this time, I'm not going to say, but it's been existing billions and billions of years. And all this time, kumekuwa na phases where there's a pure extinction. You get?
Yeah.
In Africa phase, everything is wiped out, we start afresh again. This I'm saying, there's someone in control of the system. So there's a point to Africa, whether you agree or not, something is going to happen. And
Now, in case something comes to wipe us out, then itakuwa fresh start. But if we go on like we are going inside with the projection,
But-
for example, look at our last census. When was the last census? 2019.
Yeah, it's 2019.
And next 2029, we'll always have added by 10.
Exactly. Even you have already said we are headed to 10 billion. But the fact is, in all these billions of years, tumekuwa tulijaa kitambo.
No, we have been
meaning-
growing.
No.
We as people have been growing,
I don't think there's a point
and
to
everything
never
else
do
has been shrinking, because there's especially land as a resource. It's not growing.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the control thing. Actually, because there were those
Extinctions.
Yeah,
extinctions that
you're saying
happened.
the universe.
Do you even know why even one of those extinctions happened?
Yeah, whether it's an asteroid that fell down or something.
So that's the system happening. That is the system happening. Right now we are all the let's talk about even the Milky Way or our solar system, for instance. All of us are just spinning around a center. Then when you look at that planet that Pluto that it was considered not a planet by Neil deGrasse Tyson. Why? Because ukiangalia like the characteristics of this thing was not actually adding up to be a planet, and then ukiangalia even the rotation of this or the revolution of this thing, kuna venye it was coming into ilikuwa inakani kama inataka kuingia kwa the path of another like ni kama zilikuwa kind of on a collision course. Hizo ni vitu zina happen naturally, so it has nothing to do with someone saying a word and then it's happening. There's no word that now we enter this collision course.
I never spoke about
so
all I say is the existence, the technical universe. We always say it was a big bang. Something banged. Where does that thing come from? Because then it was nothing. Nothing cannot bang. This cannot bang. It has to be something that bang. And this thing had to come from somewhere.
So you think there's nothing here?
Okay, I'm just bringing the nothing.
Exactly. You don't even understand the basic aspect of nothingness.
So what bang?
Because have you ever seen nothing?
There's nothing. Exactly. Nothing is nothing.
Nothing exists, right? Nothing exists.
But we say something bang.
So meaning nothing actually exists.
Yeah, nothing is something.
Like
Nothing
nothing.
is a
When you have a zero,
I'm trying to let you know
when
that
you have a
nothing
zero,
exists.
yes.
You need to,
when you have a zero,
Nothing is something.
take a zero. Take a zero as a number. Math. Let's go back to math. Take a zero as a number. How can you get 1 from a zero?
adding 1.
No, when you take out a -1, you'll have a 1.
Oh yeah.
So you'll have a something out of this zero. But when you had the zero, you thought that you had actually nothing, right? But you can actually have a 1 from this zero.
Let's go to the next
I just
let's leave the rest for the viewers to share what they think. Yeah.
So the next question, nataka niulize tu just one answer each, like tu moja moja, one word answer, and before 20 to the next. Do you pray?
I do.
Do or I do?
Yes, I do.
Do you pray?
Sometimes.
Do you pray?
Nikiwa kwa kona mbaya only when because I'm just being human being. Yes, when it's going bad, but on normal, it's not part of my routine.
Do you pray?
I used to pray and strongly, like kila siku, kila saa, like that is my go-to thing. But after a while, I am not sure what to say, but once in a while, maybe kikiumana zaidi.
Again, sometimes.
Kikiumana zaidi. Yeah.
Okay, for me, Pia, I would say the same. Yeah, about the kitambo.
The kitambo.
Kitambo, I used to like really. I was actually a pastor for a while.
No.
I used to preach. I was even a singer.
I used to preach also.
Yeah.
I used to teach.
Oh God.
So
We actually thought he would become a pastor.
yeah, everyone thought I was really.
He was really a
inspired.
pastor Pilsner when he was young.
Inspired. But then there was a ban.
What happened? To start with you,
Yeah,
what happened?
explain. What did you change? What changed?
So what changed? A lot changed. A lot happened.
Science came into play.
So I came to understand the universe better. I came to understand how systems work. I came to understand that I don't really matter that much. There's really no need for me to sit here and imagine like there's a deity somewhere a deity seated and trying to listen to me out of a billion people, for instance. Trying to listen to me there, and then understand that I need.
You're nagging under a small request.
I need to eat.
You're not nagging.
Maybe I didn't have food. I'm praying that I need food. So this whole deity, even as a believer, you're already demeaning the deity itself. Because how do you think there's all deities there?
Doesn't know what you need.
Yes, and then to even you're praying about very mediocre things, for instance, sometimes. So you're like you even. This whole thing does not make sense for you guys. Like so I thought about these things and I realized I decide what I do. I take care of myself. If I want something, if I can't get it, I will get it the next time. if I can't, for instance, if something has gone amiss, me, whatever the word. So if something is not happening the way I want, I believe that is just how it was supposed to happen. There is no reason for it. There's nothing to really cry about. To go on my knees and start talking to an invisible person.
Nothing.
Yes, you're talking to an invisible guy up there. You're trying to make
And the
them
guy
understand.
the guy is usually not busy. Apparently, he can listen to everyone at any time.
He's omnipresent. He's omnipresent.
Can you imagine how that
Okay,
thing
tell us
was?
why you stopped.
I stopped because
Or why you
because
have
of information, and it wasn't like long ago. For example, when I think of my life when I was in sort of like say high schoolish and primary, it was really depending on like parents and any kanisani nini. I didn't have myself in that. But when I was in high school, I think I was old enough to understand that I need God. Unajua kupita exam, man. Hey, to see another day where you need to pray. Hey, for you to even get food, because you see there are people in Turkana, they don't have food. Yani you need to pray. Such things. If you need nice clothes, you can pray, and then the God will intervene, talk to your parents, and then you'll get nice stuff. Sometimes it worked, mostly not. So I go to a point where I have like a lot of information about what you said, systems and how they work. And manipulation, I think manipulation and how people can be manipulated using something that they don't quite understand, and they become, I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, information made me who I am right now.
So from my side, one thing I agree with you is I came to realize that I don't really mean that much. Mm-hmm. So me trying to think that I can manipulate the system, I'm too small for that to happen. Again, the only thing I don't agree is the more I try to learn, to gather more information, to think I want to know more, the more I realize I don't know anything. For example, now, most of us will agree that we did start to pray and to know how to, because we used to go to church or to a mosque or to any religious institution that is there. And then when you grow and you start questioning religion itself, it pushes away. When you question it, it does not get along with you asking anything. No. So you end up contradicting yourself in so many ways. You have to pray for God to give you something. At the same time, God already knows what you need. So mbona namsumbua basi, yani wai kitu ananiwai nisonge. Sasa tena najaribu kumwambia kitu kingine yenye labda hajanipangia. Ati tena my life was
also if you ask for something from him and he doesn't want to give it to you, it won't matter how many times you kneel, he won't give it to you because He knows what is good for you. Yeah. So why are you praying? So you just trust in him. Afanye mambo yake tu.
Yeah, I didn't really know why I need to pray. Because now, why am I telling God what to do?
Yes, because
Actually,
as a father,
makes sense.
As a father, for instance, if I was a father and I had kids, and I know all their needs. I know this one son of mine needs to go to school, for instance. I know this one needs a bag. I know this one needs a pen. I know all those things. Why would I wait for them to to really come to me for 2-3 times to ask for the same things, so that I can now
and
grant them and I expect them to celebrate, so that finally I have answered.
Imagine they have to go hungry for 40 days.
And they are my own children. I actually love them. I love them. I am always
more than anything.
I always listen to them.
You care.
Or neighbors, you
care.
You want them to be yours.
Yeah.
So these all things
contradictions.
Looks like it is just something that people created in a very wrong way. They did not think about some people would actually grow to be to question this.
And then religious people, at our comments, they know. When you ask them these questions, I remember when I was young, me and my brothers, we asked our dad those silly questions are like, mbona Mungu has to pay he na he when we need it, those kind of questions. And we would always be told not to question. It's wrong to question God.
okay.
Yeah, so me the reason I stopped praying ile ya kukufa kupona me do the same thing sema amesema. Like if they say I'm praying to God, I want a car this year. Na amesema if I get a car this year sijui nini itakuwa, so it's not the right time for me to get the car. He knows when I'll get the car. So if yeye kwa plan zake na ameamua na ni hivyo utapata after 5 years, why would I be praying and wasting time to ask him na hata nipea? Si I just sit down, relax and do my thing, alafu itakaa mtu after 5 years, alafu nipate vitu alipanga, nipate hii time if he is there.
If he even
So
has such a plan.
do you think he's there?
You
It makes
let
me
her
feel
to
he's
tell
not
us.
there because-
That's another question before we hear why she does or stops
Wait.
or
No, she
momentarily.
actually prays
She prays.
Okay, what is your reason for?
constantly.
I do try constantly.
Like on a daily basis?
Daily basis, but at least I don't do it when things are wrong. I do take time to actually say thank you when things are still okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So my point is, as much as say I've had these theories, one option to define, but at the end of the day, I always say, you people, is of it, and you completely do away with religion. But the truth is, none of us knows the actuality. No one knows the actual.
So you are gambling.
So you're trying
You want to be on
safe
this
side
side.
against-
No, I'm not being on the safe side.
So,
The point is, I'm just choosing.
Do you really believe, or are you
I
there
believe.
for the sake of it?
in case
Because
that's
there's
true.
at the end of the day, if I sit down and say a word to him, I just feel much better about life than if I just say that very blankly. It's the aspect of hope that comes with it. The aspect of tomorrow will be better. So
But
if I
if
do
you
away with
come to-
religion, I feel like life loses meaning for me.
If you come to realize that thing, you're just creating your own thing in your
At
life.
least I lived a life with full
You're
of
just
hope.
thinking something
Yeah,
that's-
Well, then I get that because I also understand people might
The hope,
want to
yeah.
pray because you want to believe
Yeah,
there
you're
is something,
exactly.
and that's okay because it gives you
And a
a
path.
sense of direction, even if you know.
But-
it's
Now they
wrong.
never
think
had.
if it-
But again,
I think
again, to get the sense of hope or meaning to life does not necessarily mean it's true.
Yeah, but doesn't hurt to.
No, like
Doesn't mean
I'm
have
talking
to.
about the religion itself.
Yeah.
Does not necessarily mean that religion or whatever you
Doesn't
believe in
mean
is true.
that's true. Doesn't mean.
It's just something you hold on to.
But it doesn't hurt.
It's a
holding on.
belief.
Yes, it's a belief system. It's not
Yeah.
like something proven.
How else will you know that tomorrow will be better? We just like everything.
Because I'm working for tomorrow today.
You believe that if you do this tomorrow it will come better. It's always about belief.
If I'm not going to take this cup,
It's okay.
I am not going to sip this.
But
But
the
can you-
fact that there's-
can I
see
pray
this
for that
distance.
to come here?
This distance of talk hapa mpaka kwa mdomo. Anything could happen in kitu yangu, okay?
Let's see.
No, just because you don't have to be this like that. That's the truth. It's the truth. Everything is about faith. Everything is about faith.
Next,
So the next question was about now if you believe, but technically I'm looking at you and I see that you really believe there's a God.
I believe there's a God.
Why do you think there's a God?
Something. It's the whole system is just too complicated to be like it runs on its own intelligence. Someone has to be in control.
Why do you think
Something
someone has to be in control? Is it something you have been?
'Cause it's-
Is it a way you have been made to believe, or
No,
is it?
because it's the way things have always. When we look at our systems, it is. If I want to operate things, this blender, I need to actually put it in there, place and on start. Like, yeah, I'm saying things just don't run by themselves. Someone is in control at all times. There's always a routine. It's the way that life has always run.
Okay. So let's talk about religion now. Let's deep dive into religion. So do you think without religion you would not be able to tell right from wrong?
Yeah.
No.
Do you think without religion you would not be able to tell right from
Oh
wrong?
yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
would or you wouldn't?
Yeah. We wouldn't know right from wrong without religion.
in short, religion
Really?
tells us what is wrong and right.
Yeah. Which is
Wow.
my point.
Okay.
So wherever
Because the definition of wrong came from the aspect of do not kill, which was just came from religion, do not steal. But bora tungekuwa tunaishi hivyo, I would just be coming, saying something and walk away with it and not feel guilty. But I feel like religion is the one that brought the aspect of sin and all wrong.
So to you, morality is fully dictated by religion?
Morality is dictated by religion, nothing else.
Me no. We know what is right and
How
what
do we
is
know it?
wrong.
We have
Because basically, do not kill.
no.
Do not. For example, I'm just giving as an example. Uh-huh.
How
What is
did you-
your
who
point
told
of
you?
interjection?
The
The statement "do not kill" is being associated to just some statement somewhere in the Bible. But even those people that do not read and do not go to church know that killing is wrong. Before the Mzungu came here to
With the
Africa to
Bible.
bring religion, we knew we were not killing, and when we killed, because we were conscious that we were doing it.
maybe or
Yeah, either we are attacking to steal or for some malicious reason. Now, religion is just a few years old. But our great-grandparents used to live in order and punish stealing and punish killing for no reason.
and they even used to
Yeah,
punish
because
some
my guka
things
does not belong to any religion, by the way.
But religion.
They used to punish some things by
Which religion?
someone.
Kwani watu walikuwa wanaenda nini? Wakikusi walikuwa wanaenda kwa Mount Kenya. Sijui na face
Okay, the spirituality bit of it.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
kuna
like the whole thing
unajua.
came because,
Unajua.
unajua kunini the moment kuwa mtu why do you say like, okay, let me see, in these communities they do community raids and everything, they go raid catching and everything. Why is this thing as a heroic action rather than a wrong thing? Well, in actual sense wameenda wakaiba ng'ombe kwa mtu.
Kwa sababu
hiyo kitu ilikuwa iko accepted nini
Yeah, no umegada. See,
even those who are
meaning-
going to be stolen from, they knew that was
expect.
something that could have happened, and they also planned their own attack, and they go
they retaliate.
because do you even know why they were doing that? They were doing that because they wanted to get the bride prizes. Like when the boys have come of age and they want bride prizes for their wives and all that, they go to the next community and then they take those animals. It was actually not stealing.
It's hustle. Ni hustle,
They were
man.
calling it
Yuga leo
See,
kuna-
okay,
kuna
that's
watu wanaenda
what I'm
job.
saying. Religion related the aspect of saying the wrong or right, because then
No.
you'll be operating like this.
Was-
I want to know, tungekuwa tunaishi maisha pale nje umepanga gari ya maana na want it. If I come and just, I come with fights and find it, obviously fight for us to fight and I win is me killing you, right? If I kill
No,
you
let-
now, go take home that car, I will be seen as a hero. I wouldn't be doing something wrong. But
Yes. So let me counterpoint. So unaona hiyo point ya kusema if I had a car out there, then ukuje unipige, you win and go with it.
Yeah.
Were we doing that before? Like, was I aware that this was something that should be happening? If I was aware that, hadi mimi ningekuwa ati there is a chance kama ungekuwa na gari yako and I could come do that, and if it was a thing
Ingekuwa
for
system.
us, if it was a thing for us,
System, yeah.
If
that
it
is
is
not wrong.
accepted.
That is not wrong, because morality is not about, like, morality is subjective.
It is a social construct, in fact. We
I
decide what is wrong,
Yes,
and at one point we decide.
because what is wrong for you might
right
not be
somewhere.
right, might not be wrong for me.
Yeah.
What is wrong for your community might not be necessarily wrong for our community. Like we tunaweza kuwa kama those people mutilating the ladies, the FGM might be, so the communities that were doing it very right. It was not wrong for them. That was the way of life. But the next community that was not upholding those things, or even today's community, for instance, society, for instance, tunaona that thing as a wrong thing. Why? Because like we have
There was a shift in how we thought.
our systems na USA inaonekana as if now that's a wrong thing to do, and this is right and whatever. But it just goes with the system of what you have created. You dictate your own morality.
Look, religion started it all. Then from this side justifying the why.
No, religion.
Because now according to me, I say like according to my community, if we go and take their cows, technically not stolen, but if we go steal their cows and come with them, we start justifying how that is a win for us, and then next time if they get us, it's a win for it's a whole.
We still-
but
we still-
always started there.
Today we still steal,
Exactly.
and it is a win for you.
Exactly.
And-
No, we started, but religion dictated is the same. That's why you said you must still do not kill and everything. But later on, that's when you can't justify this thing. So if I steal, I say justifying is because my community considers this as a heroic action. If I kill, I will come and say because a man just did it.
Okay, let me tell you where that came about. See now, we say we're now living in a global village, so people are getting closer to each other.
Yeah.
So by the day, we're getting closer and we're becoming one big community, global community. Back then, we were much more segregated. Now let me explain to you why back then you would go and steal from another community and you would be celebrated because you have not stolen from us. But in the same scenario, why can't you steal from your own clansman? Because those are your people. But now the world is becoming, all of us are becoming our people. So now you're stealing from within the same. But back in the days, when you steal from another community, you have stolen from an enemy. But now, we don't have that kind of enmity anymore. That's why we even go ahead to intermarry across communities, across tribes, and across religions sometimes, and across race. So we are only becoming one close people. So people within one family don't want to steal from one another. But basically, if we think of you as coming from another family, then we can steal from you. And that so it's not actually religion. It's just because we are coming together. Because then, are you trying to mean that because you're limiting your religion to certain aspects? Because then, how comes in that community knew that they couldn't steal from one another? It was wrong. It was only limiting to
outside.
Yeah, outside. You cannot steal from your own brother, but you can steal from outside.
Let me give you another point about morality. So when you look at Islam as a religion, they allow people to marry 3 wives, like 4 wives. Like you can go as high as 4. Then in Christianity, they dictate that you have to have 1 wife. They uphold monogamy. So according to a Christian, 2 is wrong. According to a Muslim, 2 is right. 2 is okay. According to a Muslim, so when you stand there as a Christian, when you look at a Muslim who has 4 wives, so you think they are doing it wrong. So would you say they're doing it wrong?
They're doing it wrong.
So they're doing it right?
Doing it right. Because their faith allows them to.
But are we worshipping the same God?
Not worshipping the same God.
We are not. We are not worshipping the same God. That's what you believe. We are not worshipping the same God.
I don't know about whether we deal with the same God or not. Let me just be open. I don't know whether we worship the same God.
We do worship the same God. Both Christians and Muslims, we both worship the same God. The only place that we deviate is about the part of where we take Jesus as the Messiah. They take Muhammad as the prophet, the major prophet or something. I don't know. Is the main prophet to them, Muhammad. But the God that we worship, the whole religious system from some point, from the point of the Old Testament, we all know the same things. We all know the same people. We all know the same things that that we know from the Old Testament. So when you say they are doing it right according to their religion, and it's the same things, and you as a Christian, you only want 1 because it's right according to you. So is it safe for us to say there's actually no right and there's no wrong? Okay, no. Basing on that?
No, we cannot say that.
Why?
Because religion is a belief system. So depending on what you believe in, that's when I can dictate what is right or wrong.
No, then it may.
No, it's a bit, because you're also forgetting the fact that whether we want to feel or not, like religion was written by someone. Someone decided that Islam.
So it was created by someone. Religion was created by someone.
A human being.
Someone, but definitely someone is not a deity. Someone, right?
Yeah.
So religion was like someone sat down and decided, let me create something here, let me control people, right?
Don't use the word control.
No, let me fine tune people.
Manipulate. They always the way they say it was inspired by the Holy Spirit, but that feels like an overstretch.
But you agree that the religion was created by someone. There was someone behind this.
Yeah, someone was behind that. So
that is right according to that person. So 1 wife is right according to that person, and all of you believe that is
just
that guy was right.
Okay.
Cornered.
Wow. Just join us.
Next question.
We will not dwell on that, folks.
We have to agree that if in Islam, it should religion cannot dictate the That's what I'm saying. Like your explanation, the way you explain about the Islam and the Christianity, there's two sides to face it, whether you want to agree or not. There's the way you can face it like that, where that there's nothing right or wrong, and in the second part, you can always say that religion is the one that's making me as a Christian say that this is wrong, and religion is the one that's making the Islam say that this is right.
You know what?
So
You
there's two
did not
sides of
understand the
story.
question. Did not
The question
understand
was
the
morality and stuff.
And morality being dictated.
Who
by
chooses
religion.
what is right and what
Yes.
is wrong?
Like I asked.
And meaning my belief system is the
Yeah.
one dictating this.
Niliuliza, without religion, you wouldn't know
That
right
to kill
from
someone
wrong.
is wrong.
Unaget?
Do you have a
So,
conscience?
if ndio nikarudi sasa kwa hiyo point ya kama the Islam and the Christianity. So if I marry two wives and I'm a Christian, I am wrong according to Christianity, but not actually wrong. That's what I'm saying. Meaning it's actually not something wrong or right. You know, marrying two wives or three wives is not something that is
By the end of the day,
actually
when I-
somewhere it's wrong or right.
By the end
It's
of the
just
day,
how
it's-
you guys have put
Decided,
it. Mamwa hivi,
yeah.
au mamwa hivi. If I decide to start my own religion today, I say, you know, I need 6. If you have below 6, you're wrong.
Or if you are
so,
0,
you
you
know,
are wrong.
Yeah, so you get.
But then let me complicate it. The Bible itself has never been so much against killing people.
In
The
fact,
Bible
there's
has
so much
advocated
killing.
for killing.
Yes.
More than
Than,
it has been against it.
Yeah.
Unaona kwanza that's
God
another point.
himself has ordered for the killing of people. If at all we were to live by the steps.
Do you want to refute that?
No, I can feel that. I know that's true.
So, and that's the same God you're serving.
And how is
I should
killing
give
wrong
him
then?
charge.
No, I'm just asking questions here.
And he's merciful.
It's merciful, but at the end of the day,
Give me the
killing of the people,
give me the
but
attributes
also
of a
fed
God.
the people.
Give me the attributes of a God.
Okay.
Merciful?
But you cannot kill two people and give these two food and one to be thought as good.
No, but if you look at like the case of Sodom and Gomorrah, why were they punished? Because they swept away the entire cities. Those people are immoral.
Exactly. So let me get you there. Eh? If Nairobi is doing some immorality, am I doing immorality? Am I being a part of the immorality?
But he...
Is there
if you read
there
the
a
scriptures,
chance?
actually,
Is there
he
a
says-
chance a whole
No.
group of people, all of them are doing the same thing?
According to the scriptures, he said that at heart everyone was evil. It says like that.
No.
It's true.
Then
It's true. Yeah.
even you with your brains. You know, do you think there's a chance in a whole grouping of people, everyone might be doing
Everyone was
the
not
wrong
wrong. That is where some of them were saved. The
thing?
Lord's.
Who was saved?
Lot in his family.
So just the family, nepotism. Lot's
How
and the
will
family.
it be the nepotism
Lot-
if they're not the
who among Lot's family was saved? The wife, the three sons or something. So what guarantees that Sasa Jumimi am Lot? My wife definitely is you know
doing the right
perfect.
thing.
My children, 3 children, hakuna mtu anafanya anything wrong. What is there to guarantee that? Are you doing the same things your father is doing?
But if
Can we judge you using your father?
you can't judge me using my father.
Exactly.
By the end of the day, still, I go back to the point. The scripture always talk about when he looked at their heart. So, if he saw the hearts of these people and saw they are evil, there's a
And then
possibility
somehow,
there's a
Lot's
possibility
family.
this family was okay.
One family out of like a whole city, one family of a father, a wife, and the 3 sons. Just those ones, anyhow, out of.
What is the chance that in fact,
By that he did it as a favor to Abraham.
what?
Favored Abraham.
Why?
Where is the fair point of fairness?
It was a
Is he
favor
fair?
to. In fact,
Why did he deserve that and not
Is
everybody
he a
else?
fair
Because
God?
So
probably what one person is doing in Nairobi, everybody else is doing.
My understanding
Hakuna
of
venye
this-
ile family ilikuwa iko sawa
Yes.
amongst all the people.
Ndio na-
No, my
Na kama
understanding-
if they were okay, there could have been some
someone
other
else
people,
who
yeah.
was actually right pia but anafanya vitu right. Ndio nakwambia saa hizi hata ukikuja tu hata in a class, even a class of even just 50 people, you don't even need so many. There's no one character in it at everyone has, like there's no one character. ati utasema ati now you people, you know, ati class is ati everyone is doing
The
this.
best.
No, it
my
cannot happen like that. And that is the way things happen. Like kuna kuwaga na hiyo the normal curve. So in a normal curve, even back then, there definitely was a normal curve. Definitely watu wanza kwa walikuwa wanafanya vitu mbaya. Maybe most of the people are doing the wrong things, but there's these few people who are not. But the only people who were saved was Lot and a family, because he was doing this for Abraham, because he had promised to whatever hizo vitu zote za Abraham, those promises and all that.
Is here just God?
So did those watu wengine to, just because you were born out of the family of Abraham, away from the family of Abraham, you are already like yani mashako ilikuwa
Your fate is sealed.
Fate is sealed.
Whatever you do.
Wewe bora tu your next neighbor afanye kitu mbaya, wewe unaenda na yeye.
It's in the scripture. They made the promise.
So okay, we are not
The point
against
is,
that.
like the whole thing in the Bible, no one knows like the actual source or anything. So like, and now according to me is how I understand the scriptures and how they were. The moment he wanted to punish Sodom and Gomorrah over their immorality and the whole story, it was about wiping out the entire thing. But there was also the reward. God has always worked with the reward system. Given now the faithfulness that Abraham had showed him, this saving his family was more of a reward to Abraham. It was not a favor to them.
And what was the reward
But
for the
his aim
people who
was to
died?
clear out. His aim was to clear the entire
the reward
city.
for people who died? What was the reward for the people who died?
But to him, everyone
Did they have family?
everyone-
Okay, so it is comfortable to say God is not fair.
Yeah, but it's fair in his own way.
Huh?
That is fair in his own way.
Which way? So
Because at the end of the day, no,
so right
let's
now,
look at it this way.
let's assume it is actually fair in his own way. I'm a God here right now. I promise I'm not going to whatever vitu zote zenye I promise, you know. Then he decided to kill all of you, but because he's her friend, namwacha like you know this one is okay. So in my own way, I've been fair. Should I be taken to court or not?
God is
So
just not
basically,
judging by that. God is not
possibility,
fair.
Even those family iliacho, maybe they were just as evil as the others.
Of course.
But just because
Of
course, you look like the people you live with.
Yeah. Maybe they were just waliachwa too because of the promise, but pia maybe hata walikuwa wanafanya very bad stuff.
And then as a father, okay, as a father again, God is the father, right?
Yes,
He's our
yes.
father. So as a father, were those his children?
Yeah. But
So,
then,
you
but
as a
you punish
father-
your own kids.
Would you kill them?
Punishment,
That's the question.
No,
Would you
punishment, but
kill
not
them?
dictate if you choose to, but it's a choice.
No, it's a
choice.
yes
So you
or
can
no.
choose to
It's
kill
a
I can
yes.
kill my kids if I want to.
It's a yes or no.
That's what the scripture-
Wow.
the punishment.
It is a yes.
Wow.
I can kill my
It's
children.
a yes or no answer. Would you kill your children because they've wronged?
Yeah, I'm saying.
No, it's no or yes or no. Would you kill your children?
I wouldn't, but maybe he will.
No.
Because I wouldn't
Just
doesn't
say-
mean he
just-
wouldn't. No,
just-
you're making me commit to an answer and yet I'm not him. Just because my parenting skills don't have to be the same. as him.
Yes. Nimekuuliza wewe ati about good will. Nakuuliza wewe personally.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't,
but,
right?
But you would. No,
Well,
I'm still
ati
asking you
hapo.
would. Okay, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't, right?
Huh?
And God is a perfect God, isn't it? God created you in His own image. So how are you more? How you thinking even better than he could think? Like mbona unaona kabisa you cannot kill your children? Like unaona your children deserve to.
Gonna just kill your children because if your own father can do it.
Why do you think your children deserve?
Who is omnipresent, omnipotent, omnipotent?
Why do you think?
They don't.
Yeah, Kaona, like the only thing to do, I'm wiping them out. Your own children. So, and that is fair in his own way, right?
Yeah.
And you see, he's also all-knowing. He knew that it would happen like that, and he created them still, and allowed them to go that path.
Let's throw this point to the viewers. So
Pastors watching this thing.
Explain.
Religion. Religious leaders.
help us understand.
Is here just God? He killed several. I think those were thousands. A whole city like Nairobi.
Technically, even the. I feel like I'm confusing myself, but even there is a part of Noah when he says,
Yeah, during Noah's time, he killed everybody except for the family and some animals.
And you see, his plans are always perfect,
So
and he
corruption
always
is-
has good plans for
Corruption
us,
inatoka-
all of us.
Back in the day.
the days of this.
The truth is if you actually read anajua unapingana saizi but you have actually not read the Old Testament, you don't actually know the half of it. But if you read the Old Testament from Genesis to the last, I think Malachi or something,
Yes.
yeah, the last book, ukiangalia all those things, whatever God was doing, the punishment he was giving people, the whatever, it's just death, is killing people, his punishment is all that. That Old Testament on its own, ukiangalia hivi, that is not the God I'm ready to serve. That is not a God I'm ready to serve.
Too much anti.
Killings.
Anti-human life.
Like you,
Yes.
if that is the God that I should serve,
That is actually extrajudicial killings. Because
He can even
he
kill
even ordered
anything he
some
wants.
guy to use
Find the
Jew-born
wrong
to
place.
kill how many soldiers?
Imagine mimi I'm a very yani mimi nimemfuatilia kabisa, nimemfuatilia alafu I find myself in Mombasa and he's planning to wipe Mombasa and
You
then he
are
just
wiped
wipes
off.
it. And then I'm here at he's just and stuff.
And he loves his babies.
And then
And
when
that's-
the
but you know they say when you become not just a Christian, when you become religious, you have to like throw your brain into the trash can.
My brain is very
So it's a cult.
You have to throw your brain into the trash can so that you don't take any logic.
Don't
You
question
don't have
things.
any logic. Even you when you fight in such discussions, you don't use logic. You
No.
use threats.
on that day,
You know, when you ask, you're going to burn in hell. When you do this, you're going to burn in hell. When you do whatever, that is a cultic. Because even your idea of so many cults they operate on threats.
Yeah, of
like
course.
if you
Don't
define
give
it,
this, we kill you.
yeah. Because kwani wewe mbona kusikwe tu na another way of doing things? Why don't I have to just choose what I do? And nothing happens.
We just say it's me.
so Phyllis, one
Let
day
people-
Moses was asked to lead out people out of Egypt, and then they left. And then they were at the Red Sea, and there were soldiers that were
Behind.
hot on their pursuit. And then at some point, he struck the water apparently, and
It opened.
yeah, there was a way for them through the sea. And the sea is something big, but let's not talk about going through the sea.
Let's imagine it happened.
Let's
Yeah.
imagine it happened. And then there were those soldiers that they were following. And then what happened to the soldiers? They drowned.
Yeah, because
I never found the justice for those guys because they did not deserve. After all,
But how did-
the problem.
In fact-
but they were the ones who had enslaved these people.
No.
No.
In fact, the question was it just for them?
Just for the
For
people who were drowned.
the soldiers who drowned?
Drown.
Yeah, because when he had enslaved these
No, the
Would
people
they
that-
be doing that if they were not given the orders by the leader? They
Yeah.
were following orders from the leader.
Drown
the
the
leader
king.
being
As a soldier,
Yes.
at Kenya says we have soldiers, we have the KDF.
So meaning
Do they operate on their own?
No, they don't operate on their
But
own.
Yes.
people take up plagues, meaning it's what
They don't
meaning.
operate on their own orders.
There's a plague system, the whole plague thing and everything.
And
And technically, it punished the land of Egypt being
So
like,
punishing the land was a wrong move. Because
It was-
the problem is the king.
Is the
not
king
the
ni mtu
people.
mmoja hivi he has the
He gives the
power,
orders.
he's controlling everyone to do whatever he wants.
So
He is the leader.
you should just take the king.
Kwa nini hangeua
Wewe as a person, wewe atafikiria tu mwenyewe as a person, just think on
Single
your
out the problem.
ungefanya nini wewe as a person
I mean,
to
technically, we're living in a community. We are living in a country where we've always had consecutive presidents doing the same things. We are living in the same country, the same corrupt country. So, meaning, even if we kill this king and the other king, we kill him, and it could be maybe the same cycle. So,
So-
if we just punish the entire community, maybe we'll make more sense.
Now he drowned soldiers and he let the king live.
Don't beat me. Let's leave the viewers to decide whether to believe
Okay,
in God
next.
or not. Yeah.
Okay, next.
there's this guy Richard Dawkins alikuwa na fight if it was a religion with someone else. Actually it was a geologist, Cat Weiss or something, there's a name up. So this geologist said, do you know what he said? Alikuwa anaongea wewe. He said even if ati kama today in fact leo hii if we ever find out that if it tuseme so let me paraphrase, like the scientific way of to make things to come to, you know, kama hiyo ndio the right way that things happened, and he would be the first one to admit. Okay, I'll be the first one to admit, but I would still be a creationist because that's what the scriptures teaches me. I get your point. Like he would be the first one to agree that science is right, but I would still be a creationist because that's what the Holy Scriptures teaches me.
Okay.
So unaona hapo yani
he admits that he will hang on to his ignorance because he has the comfort there, other than to scrap off the whole system and say, oh, this is actually the truth.
Yeah, okay, he would admit this is the truth, but he would still hang on to this belief system, Christianity. Do you know what Hawkins said to him? Alisema, this is the kind of mind I'm not even ready to argue with, because that mind on its own, it is a disgrace to the human species. So let's go to the next question.
You just told me this question.
It's hotter.
Alright, so to the next. I think it correlated kind of na hiyo mambo ya destiny needed to target kidogo. But do you think everything is everything that happens it was cast in stone and it's already cast in stone? Ama do you think every day we live a new day? Like, do we live a new day every day, or was all this cast in stone and so we are just living through it?
Like life yako iko scripted already.
I'm the one who's being a.
Yeah.
After all this, you guys, I feel like I don't have a specific answer to that one. I believe in there's two sides to it, so I've never found my final and answer. So there's a part of me that believes that our life is just scripted. At the end of the day, there's the idea that it's written, I'm gonna die and I'm gonna wake up and the day gets hit and just die.
So are you
and then there's a part of me
feel
that
like
believes
you are just going against whatever you have said before?
This is why I said I've never found a right answer to that one, because a part of me is convinced that right can describe it. Because but there's a part of me that operates in a manner of if I go right into the kitchen, niwashe gas, like nishake kibiriti and all that stuff, like najua gas itawaka, and then there's a whole plan I have, nitakila maji nifanye. But in between, there's so many things could happen that maybe I didn't anticipate. So there's a part of me that feels like life is not planned, but there's a part of me that feels like life is scripted. I'm not sure. Never found my true answer on that one. Yeah. You?
Me, I don't believe life is scripted or something.
Something just happened.
I believe I make things happen. Like I wake up. If I want to wake up, I'll wake up. Yeah.
What?
See, like I'm sleeping, I choose to sleep. Now I'm waking up.
To open your eyes, you
decide not to wake up.
Yeah?
So actually people decide not to wake up in your head.
When I wake up now, I choose nataka kutoka bed ama stoki.
But you don't decide whether you wake up or not.
So sasa nikiamka na mashine andiko nitaamka naweza rudi bed.
Can you decide to die?
Okay, to die to me is an accident.
Is it planned or?
So in short, you are saying you believe in free will.
Yeah,
there's free will.
I believe I just choose what I want to.
Yeah, free will.
If I want to hit this laptop, I'll just hit it. So at this moment, because there's a lot, but ingekuwa maandiko kitabu inatosha nazi. Ati hit it again. Hit it again one more time.
What if
book somewhere, very big book.
What if there's a chance? What if there's a chance actually all this in tunafanya we're just acting a script somewhere?
Okay, a long time ago I used to think. Okay, it was not belief, to think at it. Maybe we are just in like movie, movie. Like the characters we are just doing things, then there's some people watching. They're like, ni kama kucheza game. Unaona venye una control people. Like ama ukicheza game unakonga mmoja, and then there are other players in that game. So ujua like unaona tu vitu hao players wengine wanafanya, but you can't. No. so unaona vitu wanafanya, then wewe mwenyewe una try kuwa shoot hadi wakofe nini, una get. So like I used to feel that tuko hivyo, like sisi tuko tu tumetupwa kwa uwanja tu, sisi tunafanya vitu zetu waone kama we'll survive to the next level. Ni kama like levels, level 1, level 2. But then I started feeling, who's watching? I don't believe in those now people, there's someone watching. So nikasema I do, things just happen, like mimi nitaamua tu nifanye vitu nafanya. But when it comes to now dying is now where the accident thing comes in, because okay, we will all die, so that my day of dying.
But those people don't wake up, like they sleep and don't wake up. What did that happen?
That's now their day of dying.
Huh?
Si kila mtu, ultimately everyone will die, so yao ilikuwa iwalale wakufe, like.
So unajua ukirudi hapo again you're saying because
no, like
exactly.
No, na si ilipangwa like kifo yao, it's also theirs, like new that type of sleeping and dying. But maybe
so
mine
would not have died any other way.
Inaweza happen. Next
one.
Like I'll choose. Meaning if I were to choose, ninge choose.
So you believe you don't get to choose?
Acha contemplate.
Okay, I have personally, I think I have a bit part that is reserved to whether life has been scripted. But majorly for now, I just believe it's just free will.
Okay.
You wake up and next.
Do what you want to.
So you live. You don't actually live once. You live every day.
For me, I think it's I'm almost in a feelings pale kwa, partially it feels like it's scripted, partially not, but I have this experience that I think most of you people here and the viewers have. I have seen people, unaona, according to like when I was deep into the church, I used to know the things that you're supposed to do to please God, to make him happy, to make, like, to put yourself in line for heaven. But you find sometimes, you all know mtu mmoja mwenye anakuanga very religious. They do everything right. They follow the Bible. Like wanafanya kila kitu vile inafaa kukua. And then the same Bible says riches is supposed to be part of them. And then hawa si ukiangalia life yao, you're like, kwani nini afanyi basi? Because they do everything the right way. Yani wana follow everything that they are supposed to do, all the commandments, everything, but wanaishi life very miserable. So you're just like, kwani? Who decides? It doesn't matter if you do the right thing or not. Wewe utaumia kama ulikuwa umie. Kama ulikuwa usucceed. There are some people that we know that have succeeded na tena largely, but hakuna kitu right wanafanya. Wao wako tu. So maybe it's cast on stone.
And you?
Okay, so to me, I first of all, kwanza mambo na free will. Nah, there's no free will. If it is what isn't tunafanya nini, whatever everyday things that happen is just. I'm not talking about someone that has done this again. I'm not talking about there's a person who has planned. But I'm saying, like, we're just part of like a bigger play. Like there's just something, like these things are happening. It's a continuum. Like if it was gonna happen, na sisi we are just there, like continuing with it in a way that let me use an analogy of a movie, for instance. When you're watching a movie that someone is going to die. Like mtu anazaliwa ama let me create you a video that someone is going to be born and then they develop, using AI as they grow up and then they die. So there's that development until the end. So like this character of mine that I'm using at that moment, when you pause at a certain moment, that moment he or she is at a certain age. Same is like 17 years of age at the point you paused. But immediately behind, like the same because you have saved in a full video. That video, if you just rewind utarudi hapa nyuma upate bado he's still uteno pause at a point is like 15 or 12. Na pia unaweza sukuma mbele very fast again uende uone when he's dead. So in one full video there's a point he's dead, there's a point he's mid age, there's a point he's actually being born, there's a point he's not even there, you know, before birth, and there's a point he's not there after birth, after death, within the same video. So like where we are right now, kama sisi now as we are existing right now, we're just this very moment is at a moment in that video. Is at a moment in that video whereby if we could be able to now, according to now the real life situation, rewinding this video means if we could travel back to time. If we could be able to travel back to time, we could find us starting this video right now. You know, there's us who are actually starting the video somewhere right now. And then if we could go ahead again, we could find us who have already posted this video. You know, we are even, you know, we are doing our own things, other things. Maybe tomorrow you're somewhere, maybe, you know, doing your own things. If we could be able to travel through time, tungeza jipata pale. So meaning yani, if vitu zote zinafanya, whatever you're doing, you're going, sijui sasa utoke hapo unaenda kupanda basi, whatever. If you are going to miss that bus, you have not missed the bus because atulichelewa. It's just because like you had to miss the bus. You had to miss the bus either way, ilikuwa tu ikuache uende nini whatever. If it zote ziko tu happen hivyo, like the way it is supposed to happen.
So like this life yenye tuko isha happen,
like unaona size we don't have an actual present, because the present that we are right now, the present that you perceive as now is this moment.
Ni mwaka tu, but tuko mbele like hata 2020
even you hadi saizi if you will die before I die, saizi kuna mahali I'm already like in your body or somewhere. You know, I'm in your body or somewhere.
Where is there somewhere?
Need to who came up with this?
That's a question I need him to answer.
Huh?
What is it?
So who scripts?
It is not who scripts, but like it was all cast in stone the day
by who?
By the time we don't have to have a person who is
we need to have a person definitely who plans.
We are all people, we are just characters, so there is no person scripting anything. So like it was just, that's why in fact I don't know for and support because you're a religious person. I'm saying this from a scientific point of view, but it's kind of it's going to in line with whatever you believe in, because you believe in that the fact that God even knows your destiny. God knows even the person you're going to marry, isn't it? God knows that person. You have not even chosen that person. Hadi mwenyewe hujui utapata naye lini. God knows your child, anajua mtoto wako wa kwanza atakuwa anaitwa nani if you will ever have one. You don't even know their father yet. You don't know if when you'll meet them and all that. How does he know? Like, no. So if this theory of mine actually explains how that God of yours knows this. He has already seen the whole thing. Yeah, and ameona the whole thing, because immediately after the Big Bang, everything was cast in stone.
No, you don't get to use my God.
We have like a CD
playing.
Don't get to use
my God right now. The moment you eliminated God in your life, you should have scripted.
I'm explaining this because I want you to understand. So I am going back to your religious perspective. I'm giving you a religious perspective.
This is my God, my friend.
No.
I'm saying it to defend your point.
I'm using your God so that you understand the concept of what I'm saying. This time-space relativity. You know.
So squab.
There's a point.
The only problem is kama uko happy sai. You don't even care about
So that's why, like, if we could be able to actually actualize time travel, you could go there, uende ujione, uone if you're going to be successful or not. See, what mnaelewa what binary state is?
Yeah.
Like, any binary state ni, if there is one, there's a negative one. So the world on its own, the universe exists in a binary state. Okay, Wanza, do you agree? Do you agree it exists in a binary state?
No.
Why no?
because I don't always think things have to have opposites.
Bad and good, man and woman.
And man is technically not an opposite of a woman. Yes.
Male and female.
And male and female are not opposites.
Well,
Black and white.
Black and white.
Because if you say black and white, so yellow.
Cream.
Okay. Black and bright.
But we just say gray purple.
Dark and bright.
Dark and light.
Sometimes it's not just in
Darkness
let's say
and
dark
light.
and light.
Yeah.
Light and darkness.
They are in
Lightness.
complementary states rather than opposing states.
Yeah, so maybe
One feels one
But still
comes
binary in one way or the other.
binary.
But still in a some binary state of one way or another.
But there are many things that then will have no opposites. For example, if we say white is the opposite of black, so what is the opposite of red?
But you know when you talk about colors, about to enter into so much because color is more of perception. Color is more of how you perceive what this one looks like.
Okay, forget
so to
about
you,
color, just about anything else.
so
Things
ndio
don't
nasema
have
vitu kama hizo unaona sawa hapo at least
anything we
discuss.
see here, for example, other than now look, let's go to things. This has no opposite. There's nothing corresponding to this on the other side of the line.
But you can say it's a material and then there's a lack of material. There's the remote.
Then everything
there's
that-
a remote and there's a lack of a remote.
There's something and there's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's light and there's darkness, like you said. There's good and there's evil. So by the definition of it, by the very definition of that, do you agree that kwanza do we agree that there's evil around?
Yes. No, my personal opinion.
There's evil, right?
Yes.
So meaning there has to be a binary state to balance out the evil.
Yes.
So meaning there's a God.
What becomes the opposite?
Satan.
No.
No,
Satan is not an opposite.
evil. There's good, and the evil is associated with the Satan, and then there is a good which is associated with the God.
I personally don't do that, the association, but because I don't know if that guy really is there. So those two guys,
You believe in good and bad.
yes. But the only reason why I do believe in that is because we have formulated a system from which we can just live by. So we have actually decided what is good and what is bad. So yeah, I know it takes us back there, but yeah, so we have now decided that this is good and this is bad. Then we juxtapose them against each other. But literally not because I'm attaching the badness to
Evil to Satan.
some guy and then the good to the other. Actually, there are many things, looking back into history, that were wrong, not that are right. Or things that are wrong now, but they were right back then. So we have formulated a system to suit us.
At that moment.
Yeah, which we could always twist any moment. Yeah.
But I believe in binary.
Yeah.
I think I believe in binary existence. When you two, it goes down to that point here, right, wrong. For me, always assumed male is opposite of female, but yeah. So I think the world is kind of binary. One thing that is why for me I believe like for every person who dies, any person like someone is born,
So-
it's just a way to balance life.
The same to
But it wouldn't be like that because we have always been increasing in numbers.
But equally,
Okay.
me now, this is coming from the movie of the good and the bad things. I believe they are always true. So something bad must happen for something else to happen, and something good must happen for something else to happen. Like there's always
action calls for reaction.
yeah. Something bad might happen so that a good thing happens. And something good can happen for a bad thing to happen.
We would, actually, we wouldn't know happy if there was no sun.
So binary.
you'd just be there.
You wouldn't know you are
if you're
happy.
always happy, you just not be happy. You
And
just
you wouldn't
be
appreciate.
something.
Ingekuwa
Kama you always sad,
no.
you don't appreciate the other.
I accept that we know there is light because
There's darkness.
there is darkness.
Yeah.
But sometimes we choose what we want.
How do you
For example, in many cases, we human beings have chosen what is painful as a way of making ourselves feel good.
Like pilipili.
Yeah, like pilipili. Pilipili is not meant for you to enjoy. It is actually a defense mechanism against
For the plant.
animals, for the animal. But you choose that that chemical, it's called capsaicin. You want to enjoy it. So in many ways, we have chosen to inflict pain on ourselves just to feel okay.
So it's a choice. Good choice.
Nimeiona. Msinieke.
Weka hivyo hivyo. Me, I believe there is good and evil.
Okay, are they binary in nature?
No, I think they. Okay, I think they are. There's good and evil, but staki kuattach pia na hiyo maneno ya kusema ati good is for the reasons that we've given. Good for this one could be bad for this one. So
It always narrows down to you as a person.
to you as a person, what you choose, what is your good and what
So
is
my
your
Satan
bad.
can be someone's God.
For example, sisi we eat
Yeah,
cow.
maybe because,
Because
we
eat
are told
cow.
that there's a master.
Ona, we eat
Poa,
cow
ona,
na
poa.
kuna watu hawakuli ng'ombe.
Mimi
Because
mina-
it's holy.
aizona viles aizoseme kwa watu wengi ni sawa, so mtu anaoa mtu mmoja kwa hizo ni mtu anafuata shetani, na watu wanaoa wengi ni wa Mungu.
According to him.
Na huyu na yeye watu wanaoa mmoja wamefuata mambo ya Mungu, na mtu ameoa wengi shetani. So shetani wa huyu actually ndo Mungu wa huku.
So it narrows down to the belief system, right?
And you as a person.
Yeah, exactly what you as a person believes. So it's just
I usually find
May I
it
have
hard.
another question,
I usually
guys?
find it hard to think of everything as an opposite of another. Everything as the opposite of another. I know there are some things that will exist as you're either dead or alive. But in another case, there is cold, warm, hot. So it doesn't have to be the extremes. And you cannot be hot if you're in the cold state. You can't be hot without warm, and you can't go back.
The opposite of hungry ni kukua so filled up.
Yes.
satisfying.
Or full,
So that has an opposite.
and the in between.
Okay, me I have a question. Let me ask you guys.
Basi hapa maybe tunaongelea extremes,
Let me ask you people.
ni binary.
Hii question, I think kama kuna swali imenisumbua sana na religion na not religion, Christianity. How do you do everything right and you still end up suffering? How hard is it to please God?
Religious.
And why do you have to please him?
Why do you have to why do you need to create people so that they keep bowing to you every now and then? Like,
Why do you have to?
Yeah, I've
Bro.
asked myself that question, and I
Bro.
thought, how low of self-esteem God
Does
can
he
be
have?
that He just
To
needs
me,
people to
that
be making noise so
everyone,
He feels good. No?
every day.
If aim yake ni finally asettle na wazuri in heaven, why did he even create those will he knew would end up in hell? Why mbona atese watu to like?
But I think
Why is it necessary?
The
Si
one
ange
who
create
feels-
to the good ones in heaven na tulie na huko.
but then it comes back to you. You say that life is about free will according to you. So at the end of the day, as becomes a neutral point.
It's
Then-
not neutral because you already knew I'll choose which side.
See,
Ingekuwa
you're knowing.
neutral only if
Hajui
he's
pia
not
yeye.
all knowing. Wangetoa tu all knowing ningekubali the world is now neutral, it's free will.
So kama ni free will, does it mean kuna basi vitu ajui anangoja tufanye?
If we now say it's free, that means he is not all knowing.
Which I'm fighting with. I'm contesting myself.
Do you say he's all knowing
because
he's not?
Because if there's free will, it means there's some day you surprise him.
Yes.
And he's like,
have you ever surprised God?
Maybe, but we're living some good type of thing. We're just watching for you.
if it's free, then he doesn't know everything. And if he knows everything, then it's not free. And that means if it's not free and he's all knowing and he knew I'll go to hell, why did he even create me to make me suffer at the end? Because I'm now being used. You know it's being used. He's using me. Nishi ni chomwe final. Like why would he do that? So you'd have just created the thousands of people who would end up alijua.
Kama ni create na nichome immediately.
Alijua wataenda heaven.
Si labda anapenda kusikia vitu.
being a sadist bana.
Si alijua hao watu wataenda heaven. Aliwaumba to heaven na kusikwenda hii hustle ya.
That would be peaceful.
Tuambie tu hata hujasikia kwa.
Kusikwenda hii hustle ya I need to pray and wake up to eat and sijui to go to heaven. Ningezaliwa hapa ni heaven. No sin, no nothing. I just go and party and come back. There's no end, there's no death, there's not, like pure heaven on hell. I'm just here. There's no him. We are just there. We don't know anything. Like
also another question. Kuomba inatusaidiaje? Kama
alishachagua kitu itakuwa peni.
Kama God alisema wewe by the way ufiki 40.
No, I feel.
What is the point of you praying to be over 40 and to be successful?
You should be prayerful. The prayer is my request.
Which he will not do if he doesn't want to.
Actually, prayer it's me requesting
for stuff,
for things. Why does he want me to be just requesting? At you keep prayerful, you are now a good person. Why should I? Kwani anapenda tu watu who loves watu wana request.
No, your prayer yenyewe inakuanga like begging to pay. Like why do you need to ask for things while crying, making a lot of noise,
and why do I need
going
to
without
ask
food
for something you can just I want it? Ni kama
he knew you before you came to earth.
Ameasha lapi anahitaji password. Then she's struggling like say no the password.
Yeah.
Lazima niambie password ndio sasa I'm typing.
And after you can actually choose not to type.
Like why?
So guys, please just answer that question. Why do we need to pray if God already decided what he will do with us? And also, why do these people that do a lot for God, why do they end up like that? Not all, but mbona kuna wao specific when we are sure mtu anaenda church kila siku, they are kind, they are all the nice things, but what the life they live. And there are also some people that don't do anything right, but they still live a good quality life.
So guys, that's the end of the video. Remember to like, share, comment. Comment is the most important thing. Not even liking. Just comment there and tell us what do you think about this. And then remember to hit subscribe so that vitu za kazi zikichemka zinakuwa notified hapo hivyo. And Christians,
you guys msiambiwe. You guys believe in God. Heaven is a God.
Peace.
Peace, guys.